U.S. strikes 3 nuclear sites in Iran explained. What we know so far. U.S. strikes Iran explained. Why has the U.S. attacked Iran now? What have they hit, and what bombs did they use? How has Iran reacted? What has Israel said? All you need to know. U.S. attacks Iran nuclear sites explained. Barely 2 days after Donald Trump spoke of 2 weeks' time for Washington to decide upon its response to the Israel-Iran conflict, the U.S. struck 3 nuclear sites in Iran in a very successful attack on Saturday night. Announcing the strikes on social media platform Truth Social, Trump said, "A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site, Fordow. All planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Here's what we know so far about the U.S. strikes on Iran. The nuclear sites attacked and how important they are in Iran's nuclear program. The U.S. attacked 3 key nuclear sites of Iran, Natanz, Isfahan, and Fordow, as it joined Israel in its offensive against Iran. All the 3 sites are crucial to Iran's controversial nuclear program that the U.S., Israel, and many other countries see as a threat. Natanz, located about 220 kilometers southeast of Tehran, Natanz is Iran's main enrichment site that had uranium enriched up to 60% purity before Israeli strikes destroyed a part of this facility, according to the UN's nuclear watchdog International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA. The purity standard matches to a mildly radioactive level, but just a small step away from weapons grade. Another part of the facility on Iran's central plateau is positioned underground to keep it safe from potential airstrikes and operates groups of centrifuges working together to enrich uranium more quickly. Fordow, buried under a mountain about 100 kilometers southwest of Tehran and guarded by anti-aircraft batteries, Fordow nuclear facility looks to be designed to ward off airstrikes. However, this is not as big as Natanz. According to IAEA, Iran had begun its construction at least in 2007, but informed the UN in 2009 only after the US and allied Western intelligence agencies became aware of its existence. According to military experts, it could be targeted only by bunker buster bombs, a term for bombs that can penetrate deep below the ground level before exploding. These are the bombs the US used in the recent strike. Isfahan facility is situated some 350 kilometers southeast of Tehran and houses 3 Chinese research reactors and laboratories linked to Iran's atomic program. Thousands of nuclear scientists work here. What bombs did U.S. use to strike Iran? The U.S. forces used 6 B-2 bombers to drop 12 bunker buster bombs on Fordow, reported CNN. Navy submarines fired 30 Tomahawk cruise missiles at Natanz and Isfahan, while a B-2 dropped 2 bunker busters on Natanz, a U.S. official told CNN. These B-2 stealth bombers are equipped with the GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator, a 30,000-pound bunker buster bomb designed to dismantle heavily fortified underground targets. This type of bomb is unique to the U.S. arsenal and is considered the only weapon capable of effectively targeting Iran's most protected nuclear facilities. Why has the U.S. attacked Iran now? The U.S. has for long opposed Iran possessing a nuclear weapon and was in talks with the country to strike a nuclear deal when Israel attacked Iran on June 13, triggering retaliation from Iran. Though Iran has maintained that its nuclear program is solely for peaceful purposes, Trump and Israeli leaders believed Iran could potentially assemble a nuclear weapon, making it a looming threat. Last week, the IAEA Board of Governors censured Iran for the first time in 20 years for not working with its inspectors. It happened amid talks between the U.S. and Iran for the removal of economic sanctions on Iran in exchange for reducing or ending uranium enrichment. The stalemate in the nuclear talks prompted Trump to issue a statement last week cautioning Iran that it cannot have a nuclear weapon and that it should have signed the nuclear deal with America. Iran also maintained that it would not discuss the future course of its nuclear program while at war with Israel. With the Israel-Iran offensive underway, Trump on Thursday said Iran will be granted 2 weeks to enter into substantial negotiations before attacking. However, the 2 weeks were cut short to 2 days as the U.S. attacked Iran's facilities on Saturday night. How Iran reacted. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi termed the U.S. strikes on Iran a grave violation of the international law, UN Charter, and the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons. Warning of everlasting consequences of the outrageous events, Araghchi said. Each and every member of the UN must be alarmed over this extremely dangerous, lawless, and criminal behavior. In accordance with the UN Charter and its provisions allowing a legitimate response in self-defense, Iran reserves all options to defend its sovereignty, interest, and people. What Trump said on any possible retaliation. Trump said that any retaliation by Iran against the strikes by US will be met with force far greater than what was witnessed on Saturday night. What Israel has said. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu hailed Trump's move to attack Iran's nuclear sites. In a video message addressed to the American president, Netanyahu said, "Your bold decision to target Iran's nuclear facilities with the awesome and righteous might of the United States will change history," he said. Netanyahu said the U.S. has done what no other country on earth could do. Following the attack, Israel announced closure of the country's airspace to both inbound and outbound flights.